Welcome back. Well, the second Mastercard Index of Women Entrepreneurs released earlier this year shows that women account for only 18% of business owners in South Africa. One of the biggest constraints facing women entrepreneurs is access to finance. Some of the reasons for this include a lack of financial literacy as well. And as part of our Women's Month broadcast, our reporter Liabo Setho is visiting Riversands Incubation Hub in Fourways, joined by, of course, Jenny Retief a little bit earlier, talking about those issues as well that were being unpacked by those female entrepreneurs. Liabo, this time around, this time around, how's it going there?
Oh, Arabile, I'm very busy. I'm very, very busy. I think I'm going to leave this journalism thing. I think my passion is here and my talent is here. Well, I thought that it's very proper for us to speak to the women who are behind Baruka Basadi. Earlier on during our broadcast, I spoke to the CEO, Jenny Retief, who told us about, the amazing work that the women here at the Riversands Incubation Hub are doing. And I decided, why not give it a try and speak to women like Mavis and find out for her what this means for her. Mavis, thank you very much for making time to speak to us. Look, clearly this is not made for me because it's very difficult, But tell me about yourself. Where are you from? How did you get into sewing?
Okay, nagina ndo Mavis. Nagitswa ko Venda ko Limpopo, Matangari. Then ona no ke dula ko Deep Sloot extension number 5. Ke thomile o ruka ka 2015 ke trainile o ruka ka 2015 ana mo Riversands. Then ke fetsa training ya ka 6 months ra tswela pele ka o ruka di practice tsa rena re practice after that le khwala nkhetho rena ke tano tswela pele ka o bereka le lona ona no ke tswela pele ka o teach batho ka di Saturdays ke na le class basadi ba tshwantse ba emelle le bona ba gone ipontsha re bona ke bona bomang especially ka kgwedi yona e ya basadi ne re tshwantse re eme ka maoto matswa rena bereke mitsi ya rena re age ka borena re ska tlha re emela sente ya banna re gone ikemisa rena re khanse ka bophelo ba rena re khanse ka mmereko ya rena.
Arabila, what Mavis is saying is that, she started doing this and it has progressed so far that she's now even has her own class, a Saturday class. She's very passionate about this. She talks about how women have to be brave in doing it for themselves and not always to rely on men, because as a woman, you actually can do it yourself. Mavis, let me speak to your other colleagues to find out what has been going on in their lives and what has happened. Thank you for showing me how the zip goes. Arabila, putting in the zip is not as easy as it looks, hey? And then we have Tsakane here. Hello, Tsakane. I spoke to you earlier on and I was complimenting her on her hair. She has such beautiful hair. Tsakane, what are you doing here? What are you sewing here?
Ki roka di beke, ka thaba ka tsona roka di beke, and ke kwa ke le na le maikutlo aka, ke kwa ke fela botsi ma ke bereka ka mtšhini, ke thuthe ngwe mo mindini ya ka ka lebaka la mtšhini. Ke gona support le motho wa ka small business ya ka ke gona support le ko hae le ona mo go dilang ko teng ke pusha anything ke tshantse ke pushe mo motseng wa ka lebaka la mtšhini.
Arabila, Tsakani says that, she is able to push her small business and she's able to feed her family, and she's quite grateful that, she's able to partake in this. Tsakani, what does women in business mean for you? What's ba nakong ngata ha re ya di bankeng o thola hore banka e gone o fa tšhelete o tswelle pele ka business ya hao, ke dintho tse o kileng wa kopana le tsona tse o ikutlwa jwang ka tsona?
Ke kopane le tsona ona no ore ke pushe small business ya ka ke go pele le yona a ke na tšhelete ore ke tshwantse ke pushe business ya ka ke emele nna self ona no ke sa bereka mo fase ya motho ka lebaka la tšhelete ore ke tsamaye ko di bankeng go khadima tšhelete banka ya ka a ena enough money ore ke gone ore ba gone kadima loan ore ke tswelle ko pele le business ya ka.
So now that's a very poignant point that she's made. She's talking about access to funding and the difficulty of access to funding, because often when you are a small business owner, the banks aren't that privy to extending loans to you, which can be quite problematic if you want to grow into this industry. I'm going to speak to Aus Agnes. She's the last lady that I'm going to speak to, and you will not believe that I was fascinated by a candle that she was using. She was using using a candle. I'm not even sure what it was for. Auseknes Dumela, you were using a candle earlier on. What were you using it for?
I was trying to bend the webbing so that when you put it on a backpack, string mustn't come out like the way it's supposed. So we normally bend it before we put it in a school bag. Every time that's what we're doing, because when
that's how you do it?
Yeah.
Tell me about your journey. How did you arrive here? And what does being in business mean for you? I mean, you have a whole product that is done by your hands alone.
I started coming here. Since I was learning how to sew when I was 10 years old with my mom. I came here last year, the time when I heard that there's a place for women where to make their bags. So I started to come here, then I learned how to make bag, start from scratch till to the end.
I'm sure you're very proud when you see the bag, someone carrying it behind them.
Yes, I even traveled to Limpopo to deliver Mafikeng, because I'm from a rural place in Mafikeng, so I'm going there to deliver. So I'm proud because most of the people, they put orders. Yeah.
Do you have dreams of having a much bigger business, doing much better things than bags?
Yeah. That's what I'm planning to teach other kids how to stand on your own, not to depend on anyone, to be yourself, to start your own businesses. It's not easy, but you can do it if you want to.
This Women's Month, or yesterday we were just celebrating Women's Day, so the whole of August is Women's Month. What goes into your heart? How do you feel about being a woman in South Africa, a woman in business?
Being a woman, it's a big thing. No one will stand whatever woman can do. No one can do that. Women, we are strong, so I just wish that we can stay together and we can make South Africa better by growing it up with everything that we had.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, Arabile, that was Agnes, that's the last lady I spoke to, and she talks about, resilience and making sure that whatever you do, you must always have strength in your abilities, and you have confidence in everything that you are touching. She comes from a rural area. She plans to go far bigger than where she is, and it's places like the Riversands Incubation Hub that could give even aspiring girl children who are watching us today, who are thinking, look, I'd like to come up with my own designs of bags. These are the kind of place that one perhaps should come for business advice and funding perhaps advice. And with that, we'll hand back over to you in studio.
Liabo Setho, really appreciate that. Out in Fourways there at the Riversands Incubation Hub, really just talking about women in business, women empowering themselves and finding a way forward in this mire, of course, and being a gender-based, gender-balanced society indeed, which is certainly what we need across this country. Well, moving on to other news now. South African